guys, sorry for the late upload this week. If you follow my Instagram and vlogs and stuff, you'll know that Milo's just been really under the weather recently and in and out of school, and so I've not had the same kind of filming time that I have had recently, and I've not been kind of working in advance, which is always a bad thing. I always keep thinking, oh, I'll film that video on Monday, and then Monday comes and I have no time to do it, so I've been a little bit behind. On the plus side, I had planned to take a week off whilst I was on holiday, but because I've ended up kind of pushing everything back, I'll probably end up working this weekend to get stuff up for the next couple of weeks. Rather than me taking a week off during my birthday, you'll have videos up whilst I'm away, so just shuffled them around instead. So today's video is going to be part 2 in my 2015 Best Of series. I know loads of people have already put out their videos, but I thought, one, I didn't want to be kind of in amongst a sea of other videos that were all the same. A little bit the same with monthly favourites. And two, I wanted to not kind of just throw all my favourites all at you all at once. So I'm going to put them out over the course of this month. I think I have 2 more videos to come, fingers crossed. This one should have gone up earlier. I'm going to do eyes, lips, and then I think I'm going to do like other, which is going to cover skincare, hair care, nails, all kinds of stuff, even beauty tools and stuff. And I haven't actually made my plans for that, or not my total full concrete plans. So if you have got any specific categories you would like me to cover in that, then let me know. That'll probably be the longest video because it's going to just be the rest. But today we're going to talk about eyes. I have my section of items in front of me. I initially sat down and started making my list, which I have here, and I was a little bit concerned that I wasn't going to be able to narrow it down. But once I started thinking about it, I haven't worn a tremendous amount of eye makeup this year. Not a tremendous amount of colour anyway. I've really kind of kept it to winged liner and stuff like that. So we're going to talk a lot about brows, and I have got my categories that I wanted to cover off. But there are a lot of things that I don't have favourites for. So to kick off, we have eye primer. Now, this is something that I've only really just started using again. I've talked about this before, but in the summertime and in the warm months, I'm not really all about eyeshadow, and it's when it gets a little bit cooler, which is really only starting to get cooler now, isn't it? Because autumn, winter in theory are going to be cold, but really only the middle of January, it's actually starting to get really, really chilly here. So I'm now kicking into my eyeshadow phase, I think, of 2016, and the Helen Stage eyeshadow primer is the best primer that I have used in the longest time. I've definitely had this tube for more than a year. I've got tons of it left, and it's still perfect. So it's not kind of gone off or anything, it's still working perfectly. Very, very similar to the Urban Decay, slightly less dry and easier to blend out, and considerably cheaper. I love this stuff. I would 100% repurchase this. The next thing I want to talk about are cream eyeshadows, and these will not be a surprise at all. They are the Maybelline Colour Tattoos. I've loved these ever since they came out. I think they came out about, I'm gonna go for almost 4 years ago. It was a big deal. These were like, I think I have almost all of them. If I don't have all of them, I don't know why I don't have all of them, and I'm always looking for new ones. So when we go to the States at the end of the month, keep wanting to say the end of the year, the end of the month, I'm going to be all over it. That's my main thing I'm going to be looking for in drugstores. Again, if you've got any particular things you think I should be looking out for, like American products or things that we can't get here, let me know. But these are always things I look for to see if they've got colours that we don't have. These particular colours I've got creamy beige and creme de rose. Not sure if creamy beige is one that I got here or one that I bought online. I'm not 100%, but either way, love, love, love them. And I really like the new matte formulas. I think you can get like leather ones or something they're called now. Just brilliant. They're still not 100% crease proof. I still would wear a primer underneath if I wanted to, if I was bothered enough to make it last all day. But really nice if you're just a little bit lazy like me and you want just a wash of colour. A little honourable mention, something that I've really only started using properly recently, so I can't say it's a 2015 favourite, but I want to mention it specifically because I'm wearing it in this video and someone's going to ask. It is, it's called Dauphine Truffle, and it is the like mousse equivalent of these, basically, from H&M. Apologies for the lighting, this is driving me mad, but it's the best possible lighting I can get today. What do you know? This is absolutely beautiful. I will just swatch this. It's a really strange texture. It does kind of feel moussey when you put your finger in it, but when I put it on my hand, it's totally dry. The most bizarre texture ever. But I've just kind of rediscovered it because I've been testing out all the H&M stuff really intensively recently, because I'm going to do a follow-up review for you guys because it's been so heavily requested. I was going to get around to it, but I wanted to buy some more stuff, but I'm just going to review properly the stuff that I've got. And this is all I've got on my eyes today. I really, really like it. Something a little bit smudgy, but I'm a big fan of that, but I wanted to give it an honourable mention because, like I say, it's not been a year-long favourite. Next, palettes. Now, I don't have a budget palette in this category because, like I say, I haven't been all about eyeshadow this year, and the ones that I've reached for happen to be higher end. First of all, the Lorac Pro, which I'll talk about briefly because you can't get it in the UK, it's a real pain, but it looks like this. If you can get your hands on this, these are some of the nicest eyeshadows I've ever used. And secondly, I get an honourable mention because I actually got this November, December time, and I don't even know if it's still available, but this is just something kind of a be aware of kind of product, because I've not really been into Illamasqua products in the past. Tried some things from them, but I'm not, you know, some people go crazy for it, and everything I've tried has been a bit meh. Really, really like the lipsticks, but eyeshadows and stuff, I've never seen anything that really, really stood out to me. But this particular colour here, which I believe is called Jubilance, if it says colours clockwise from top left, so I think that this one is called Jubilance, I think. But it's just the most amazing colour. Whenever I wear it in a video, people ask questions about it. It's beautiful. It's like a full-on metallic, and then I'll put it on my eyes, and it's, I mean, because we've got this light, maybe this is actually going to help out. Can you see how that is amazing? It's got the most amazing shine and no fallout whatsoever. What I would say is I always apply it with my fingertip rather than with a brush, and I get a really, really intense look on my eye and absolutely no fallout, because I love glitter, but I hate the fallout. So I tend to stay away from anything that's got major glitter particles in it. Would never use a loose pigment because I don't want it all over my face. But this is really, really amazing. So I wanted to mention that. Not specifically for the palette. The palette is called Equinox, I think. Oh no, it's not, sorry. Is it? Is it called Celestial? I think Equinox might have been the whole range. I don't know. Celestial is the palette. But just to kind of maybe think about Illamasqua, I don't know if you can get that as an individual shade, but go and try some out, because if there's anything else like that, I would be really interested. So that's it for palettes. Then I've got some single shadows. I've picked one from each category here as well. So I've got high end, or more expensive, and low end, less expensive. I've got the Urban Decay Smog individual shadow. This is the only individual one I've got from Urban Decay, but it is my all-time favourite individual eyeshadow. You know, you'll notice a pattern here. It's this kind of bronzy. Oh, I love it so much. This is what made me love the Naked palette. I just love Smog. And then the other one is, I think this is called Smokey, it's got a sales sticker on the back so I can't tell, but I think it's called Smokey Topaz, something like that. But it's this individual one from Rimmel. And this, I would say, almost has the same kind of pigmentation and like depth as the Urban Decay one. Different colour. This is kind of like Toasted. Okay, Toasted is a lot less pink than I remember it. Maybe not. But again, really, really similar. Swatched all three together, you wouldn't know that the one in the middle was considerably cheaper, I don't think. I have one mascara to mention, which again won't be a surprise. It's the mascara I've used all year. I don't even think that I've tried any other mascaras. Definitely not one other mascara has made it into rotation. I will have tried different ones, but you know, I'll use it once and I'm like, I love this so much, I'm not even bothered about trying any more. I feel like, you know, in the name of actually being a blogger and testing things out and reviewing things, I might have to put this away for a while and test out some different ones. I was just sent a whole kind of wardrobe of mascara from Revlon, so maybe I'll start there. But this is my holy grail mascara, and I was actually quite shocked to go through my favourites from last year, which helped me compile this list, to discover that I actually bought this in January 2015. This is my second tube, but I only just bought the second tube, I think, maybe end of October time. I'm not bothered about expiration dates, it's only me using the product, and I find that the drier this gets, the better it is, but I pretty much stretched that out for 10 months. So I would highly, highly recommend that. However, the fact that that it lasted 10 months and I used it consecutively has made me think maybe in the new year, which we're in now, I'm so mixed up with times at the moment. Maybe this year I will try a higher end mascara. If you guys like this, if you guys aren't really into kind of the big voluminous ones and you like something that like grabs hold of your lashes but lengthens them and all that stuff, if you've got any suggestions, I'd like to try just for comparison's sake, because the only high-end mascaras I've ever tried, I didn't really like them. But let me know if you've ever tried one and you've been like, wow, this is amazing. Because I feel like this might be the year that I have to try, you know, venture out into some different products and brands. So let me know. But that has been a standout that had to be mentioned. It's the thing when, if anyone ever asks me what mascara to buy, that is the one that I tell them, no matter, you know, whether I work with them or it's via YouTube or it's just a friend, I have to tell them to buy that because it's amazing. So last section is brows, and we could talk all day about brows, but the first thing I want to mention is this Rapid Brow, which is basically a growth treatment. Now I'm going to do a whole video about this. I think maybe when I get my brows done again at the Benefit Bar, where it's called Benefit Brow Bar, I'll kind of do a proper video of it. I'll take someone with me that can help to film it for me, because so many people have asked for me to do a follow-up. I said that I would, I just want it to be really in-depth. If it's going to be one video about brows, I want it to be like not just me talking about one product. But this has been absolutely the best thing ever. I am a child of the 90s, well 80s, but I was a child slash teenager in the 90s. And I definitely was one of those people that plucked my brows to a line. And so ever since, they've majorly suffered. I've had quite a defined line here, and then really very little brows below that line. And I've had to kind of create them from nothing. People have seen that over the years in Get Ready With Me. I'll show you what I do from completely no makeup at all. And so when I've done one brow, the other one always looks insane. So anyway, I started using this about probably September time. I used it every single day, and initially I wasn't sure. 2 or 3 weeks down the line, I started to see an impact. And come December, when I decided to go and get my brows tinted and waxed, I couldn't believe the difference that it made. So it was 50% this. This definitely 100% helped to grow out my brows. But then 50% of it was going to benefit having the whole thing tinted, which looked insane. I looked like someone from Lazy Town with the big, thick brows, because they paint them on really insane, first of all, and then they wax them. That was the best treatment I've ever had. So this definitely helped to grow out those brows that weren't even there. I didn't even have hair where this created hair. I don't know how that works, but I'm telling you, if you've got no brows, if you've got very sparse brows, stick with it. Get something like this. You know, it doesn't have to be the specific product, but this worked for me. Get something like this and don't stop using it. I use this every single day. One of the only things that I've ever managed to stick to. Once I saw results, I thought, yes, I'm doing this every day. It's amazing. And between those two things, I now have eyebrows. The only thing I have on my brows today is the Benefit Gimme Brow, which I did like earlier in the year, but it was not enough to just sweep this through my brows. I had to define them with something else as well. Now, I haven't used a brow pencil or anything like that since I had them tinted. I'll have them tinted and waxed again soon, and I'll show you the whole process. And I've got before and after pictures and things to show you, but I cannot speak highly enough about Rapid Brow and the Benefit Brow Bar for helping me just bring my eyebrows back from nothing. It's insane. So yeah, Gimme Brow is the next thing I wanted to talk about, because that's pretty much all I'm using right now to slightly fill in my brows, just tame them a little bit, but they're not really bushy to begin with. I mean, I haven't even plucked my brows. This is how terrible they are underneath. I haven't plucked my brows at all since they were waxed, maybe 8 weeks ago. I haven't had to do anything to them at all. So half of me thinks I should wait, but I do feel like the tint is fading now. So I'm going to go back just for the fact that I want them to be like more tinted. But yeah, amazing. Can't speak highly enough about that. If I did want to kind of fill in my brows this year, or 2015, I used the Fling eyebrow pencil from MAC when I was very blonde, because this was a really great colour. You know, if you are very blonde slash white blonde, really difficult to find a pencil that is not warm but is blonde. This was quite ash, and it was very fine, really dry. I love the texture of these. I've had about 8. In fact, I definitely have enough to back to MAC right now for a free lipstick. I just wish that they weren't so crumbly, because if you drop this, it's just really delicate. If you drop this at any point, or if it's sent to you in the post, it's gonna get knocked about. And as you twist it up, it just falls apart and you lose a lot of the product. It is an expensive thing. I think it's about £16 for one of these. And you don't want to lose half of it to it crumbling off. So although I absolutely love the texture and I would definitely buy them again, just kind of bear that in mind that it's a really irritating thing. Because I found a lot of mine did snap. And the other thing that I really liked this year was the Freedom Brow Pomade, which looks like this. This can be worn very, very bold, or you can have the tiniest, lightest of strokes and do quite a light look with it, but it's pretty much budge proof. So even now, if I wanted to do a bold eyebrow, I'd use this. This has been my kind of go-to since my hair has been darker, and I haven't had to worry quite so much about the warmth and about the depth of the brow colour, because, you know, very, very dark brows and white blonde hair doesn't always work for everyone. I was definitely one of those people it didn't necessarily work for. So that is it for brows, I think. Oh my god. And I have one last thing I forgot about. I have no pencil liner to talk about, no pencil liner that really stood out to me this year, but I have one liquid eyeliner that I used all year. Again, I got this in January, and it pretty much just died around November, December time, and it is the Balm Schwing. Something, again, I would absolutely repurchase. A really, really easy to use liner, and the blackest, just nicest formula to use of a liquid liner that I've used in ages. But it's mostly the actual tip. It is like a felt tip. It is, it's not a brush, it is a felt tip, but it's very, very flexible, and the very, very end is a brush. I'm almost certain of it. The very, very end is so, so thin, it must be, maybe it's just very, very thin, I don't know. But it goes from very, very thick to very, very thin, and so the flexibility and the control that you have with it is, I suppose, variable, and possibly is what I was going to say, and possibly that is the reason that it was so easy to use. I don't know. I just know that I like the tip of it. I like the formula. It didn't crumble, it didn't fade, it didn't that's not true. It did transfer sometimes, because I do have hooded lids and that's difficult not to do. But I still used it all year and absolutely loved it. So that is that. That's everything for my best eyes or favourite eyes or top eye products of 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, sorry for the lack of videos in the last few days. I'm going to try and get back on it. If I can't do it before this weekend, then it will be this weekend, and then you'll be overrun with videos for the next 2 weeks. Promise I'll catch up. But thanks for sticking with me, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Just a note, because I just remembered I didn't say anything about it. My hair. So, because I've had no time at all, this is for the people that will want to know, because I've had no time at all, I literally washed my hair this morning. I combed it through, just put it into a centre parting, combed it through and let it dry, and this is what it looks like. I haven't put any oils, you know, maybe it looks a little bit dry because I haven't put any oils or serum or anything, but I have had no time. I literally did my makeup, sat down and filmed a video. I promise I will talk more about it in a future video, but for those people who are wondering what it would look like when it naturally dried, and, you know, what it would look like when I got it home, I've styled it tons of ways. I've washed it every other day. It dries at the same rate of my natural hair, which is the most amazing thing ever. I thought it was going to take forever, and it dries really, really quickly. Super happy with it. So yeah, that's what my hair looks like right now, having done literally nothing to it at all. So just an update, and just in case people were wondering what I'd done with my hair, literally nothing. And yeah, again, thanks for watching. See you next time.